Arvind Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki, ISKCON Founderacharya, BBT Founderacharya, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramhamsa Pravarjakacharya. Astottara Sat Shri Srimad Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Goswami Maharaj Prabhupada ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrind ki Jai. Granth Raj Srimad Bhagavatam ki Jai. Nitai Gaura Premanandi Hari Hari Bol. All glories to the assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to Shri Shri Guru and Gauranga. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 5. Vidura's talks with Maitreya. We have text 4 today. Tat sadhuvarya dishavartma samna samradhito bhagavan yena pumsam hridisthito yachati bhakti pute Jnanam sattvaधिगमं puranam Tatsadhuvarya dishavartma samnaha Samradhito bhagavan yena pumsam Hridisthito yachati bhakti pute Jnanam sattvaधिगमं puranam Tatsadhuvarya dishavartma samnaha Samradhito bhagavan yena pumsam Hridisthito yachati bhakti pute Jnanam sattvaधिगमं puranam. Please chant. Tat sadhuvarya dishavartma samna Samradhito bhagavanena Hridisthito Jnanam sattvaधिगमं puranam Tat sadhuvarya dishavartma samna Samradhito bhagavanena Jnanam sattvaधिगमं puranam Tat sadhuvarya dishavartma Samradhito bhagavanena Hridisthito yachati bhakti pute Jnanam sattvaधिगमं puranam Tatsaduvaryadisham Samadhitu Hridistito yachati bhakti pute Jnanam satatvam Samradhito Bhagavanena Pumsam Hridisito Yachati Bhakti Pute Jnanam Satatvadigamam Puranam Tatsaduvaryadisham Samradhito Bhagavanena Pumsam Hridistito Yachati Bhakti Pute Jnanam Satatvadigamam Puranam. Mataji's please. Tatsaduvaryadishamatma samya Samradhito Bhagavanena Pumsam Hridistito Yachati Bhakti Pute Jnanam Satatvadigamam Puranam Tatsaduvaryadishamartma samna Samradhito Bhagavanena Pumsam Hridistito Yachati Bhakti Pute Jnanam Satatvadigamam Puranam Tatsaduvaryadishavartma samna Samradhito Bhagavanena Pumsam Hridistito Yachati Bhakti Pute Jnanam Satatvadigamam Puranam. Word to word, please repeat. Tat, therefore, Sadhuvarya, O great one amongst the saints, Adisha, please instruct, Vartma, the path, Sam, auspicious, Naha, for us, Samradhita, being perfectly served, Bhagavan, the personality of Godhead, Yena, by which, Pumsam, of the living entity, Hridistita, residing in the heart, Yachati, awards, Bhakti Pute, unto the unalloyed devotee, Jnanam, knowledge, Sa, that, Tattva, truth, Adhigamam, by which one learns, Puranam, authorized, old. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Abhay Charnarvind Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation. Therefore, O great sage, please give me instructions on the transcendental devotional service of the Lord, so that He who is situated in the heart of everyone can be pleased to impart from within knowledge of the absolute truth in terms of the ancient Vedic principles delivered only to those who are purified by the process of devotional service. Purport. As already explained in the first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, the absolute truth is realized in three different phases, although they are one and the same in terms of the knower's capacity to understand. The most capable transcendentalist is the pure devotee of the Lord, who is without any tinge of fruitive actions or philosophical speculation. By devotional service only does one's heart become completely purified from all material coverings like karma, jnana, and yoga. Only in such a purified stage does the Lord, who is seated in everyone's heart with the individual soul, give instruction so that the devotee can reach the ultimate destination of going back home, back to Godhead. This is confirmed in Bhagavad Gita 10:10. Tesham satata yuktanam bhajitam pritipurvakam. Only when the Lord is satisfied with the devotional service of the devotee does he impart knowledge, as he did for Arjuna and Uddhava. The Jnanis, Yogis, and Karmis cannot expect this direct cooperation of the Lord. They are not able to satisfy the Lord by transcendental loving service, nor do they believe in such service to the Lord. The bhakti process as performed under the regulative principles of Vaidhi Bhakti or devotional service following the prescribed rules and regulations is defined by the revealed scriptures and confirmed by great acharyas. This practice can help the neophyte devotee to rise to the stage of Raga Bhakti, in which the Lord responds from within as the Chaitya Guru, or the spiritual master as super consciousness. All transcendentalists, other than devotees, make no distinction between the individual soul and the supersoul, because they miscalculate the super consciousness and the individual consciousness to be one and the same. Such miscalculation by the non-devotees makes them unfit to receive any direction from within, and therefore they are bereft of the direct cooperation of the Lord. After many births, when such a non-dualist comes to sense that the Lord is worshipable and that the devotee is simultaneously one with and different from the Lord, then only can he surrender unto the Lord, Vasudeva. Pure devotional service begins from that point. The process of understanding the absolute truth adopted by the misguided non-dualist is very difficult, whereas the devotee's way of understanding the absolute truth comes directly from the Lord, who is pleased by devotional service. On behalf of many neophyte devotees, Vidura, at the very first instance, inquired from Maitreya about the path of devotional service, by which the Lord, who is seated within the heart, can be pleased. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavnebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. I seek blessings of all my superiors here. So another beautiful verse here, and as we heard beautiful explanations from Mukunda Datta Prabhu yesterday, how this knowledge is based on studying, understanding and practicing what the scriptures are recommending. So just like in the purport, Srila Prabhupada is saying Vidura, he's a pure devotee, and he's asking on behalf of neophyte devotees, beginning practitioners, that please give me instruction so the Lord who is sitting within the heart may become pleased and he may award that understanding, that realization, that wisdom, so a neophyte devotee can become attracted to devotion service and not just practice devotion service following the rules and regulations mentioned in the scriptures, but can transcend to spontaneous loving devotion service, raga bhakti. So from Vadi Bhakti to Raga Bhakti, in this verse, Srila Prabhupada, you can see how in the purports, Srila Prabhupada is giving much more deeper insights, deeper understanding on the same verse. Just by understanding the translation, I don't know how many people can understand this transition from Vadi Bhakti to Raga Bhakti. But when we read the purport, it makes it so easy to understand that transition. And just like how Mukunda Datta Prabhu yesterday was talking about how these devotees, pure devotees, they are compassionate and they are wandering around everywhere distributing this knowledge. So here Vidura is showing his compassion also by asking on behalf of all the beginning practitioners, the neophyte devotees, for their benefit. But we can also see how the devotees, that's how they take pleasure in discussing these topics of devotional service, and they are always planning how we can benefit others by this wisdom, by this knowledge, by this realization. And that's what Vidura and Maitreya are doing here, because we can remember from previous discussions how Vidura, he was on a pilgrimage for so many years, and after that pilgrimage he met Uddhava, and then he met, now he is speaking with Maitreya. And Maitreya Muni was also there when Lord Krishna actually instructed Uddhava on bhakti. And so on instruction of Uddhava, he approached Maitreya Rishi, and now they are having a discussion. And we'll hear, like, they will be covering so many topics, starting from cosmic creation, and they'll go to like more and more topics. So in this verse, pretty much Vidura is presenting us, devotion, the neophyte devotees, beginning practitioners, and he's asking Maitreya Muni to reveal this realization that he has received by hearing directly from Krishna in association of Uddhava. Because previous to this, Vidura spoke to Uddhava, so he got his realization. Now he's taking it from Maitreya Muni. So that's what devotees do also. there are different types of gurus, just like here in the purport, Srila Prabhupada mentions the Chaitya Guru. And then there are the Diksha Guru, who is like presenting the Chaitya Guru, the Lord within the heart. He is a representative of that same Supreme Lord to give this knowledge from outside. Um, and then there are, it's also mentioned about the path, Vartma, the path. So then we also know there is Vartma Pradakshika Guru, one who introduces one to devotional service. So every word has so many meanings, and we can take like so many meanings. We can just discuss one verse for so long. I remember hearing one talk, and I heard that Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he spoke for 2 months on the first verse of first canto. So we can see like there is so much to talk about. But of course we only have so much time. So I'll try my best to cover some points that kind of seemed attractive. Every point is attractive, but I'll try to my best to cover the ones I can. So this word sadhu, sadhu varya, kind of very important word. So sadhu varya, O great one amongst the saints. Now, in contrast to this, there is also Prahlad, who is another pure devotee, and he is speaking to his father, Hiranyakashipu. He also uses something similar, but very opposite to what it means. So he is using the word Asura Varya, O king of the Asuras. So we can see the beauty of these words. Like he was Mukunda Datta Prabhu, he's very learned in Sanskrit. So he was explaining all the different adjectives that were given in the verse yesterday. So in this verse also this way we can relate so many different verses or pastimes. Sadhu Varya is a great amongst the saints, but then Asura Varya is the best of the Asuras. So Prahlad, I remember hearing this one talk, and Srila Prabhupada is saying that Prahlad, he would not address Hiranyakashipu as his father. Would address him like this, Asura Varya, oh best of the demons. So the saints, they know who they are talking to, and they address them in that way. And we can see that's what Prahlad is doing also. Instead of, because his father, he was expressing affection. He had been in school for some time. So his father is expecting, tell me, my son, what did you learn? And this is what he tells him. I'll read the whole verse actually. It's a very beautiful verse. It's very related to this context also. So Prahlad is replying to his father after asking, O best of the Asuras, king of the demons, as far as I have learned from my spiritual master, any person who accepted a temporary body and temporary household life is certainly embarrassed by anxiety because of having fallen in a dark well where there is no water but only suffering. One should give up this position and go to the forest, Vana. More clearly, one should go to Vrindavan, where only Krishna consciousness is prevalent, and should thus take shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So here, Vidura is also asking to instruct him on devotional service. And so Prahlad, we also should understand the context, because his father was so demoniac, so materialistic, and he's like, he took over all the 3 planets, so he became like a leader who controlled everywhere one can think of. And he's thinking that his son should also be like that. But because his son, he was awarded this wisdom of devotional service by his spiritual master. So he was not attracted to this kind of knowledge. And his father, he tried so many different ways to attract him to it, but he could not. So we can see once, just like here, it is mentioned that in the beginning, in the neophyte stage, one may not have attraction to devotion service. Um, it takes time because we are so conditioned, and we go through stages. Someday we are more enthusiastic, other day we are less enthusiastic. Yeah. So we go through all these different stages, but once one develops some loving attraction, then one does not need inspiration from outside. One does not need encouragement from others. We can see some devotees here in the community. They don't need to be told, hey, like you are required in the service here. No, they just naturally go because they are so attracted to. Actually, when they don't go, they miss it so much, and they regret. Oh, I couldn't make it today. So um, when one comes to, one should at least try come to this kind of platform where one has, one misses one's devotional service when one is not able to do. And how will it happen? That's how it happens, by having this kind of association, because Vidura, he is looking for these kind of devotees so he can discuss these things, he can hear about it. We can understand Vidura himself is a pure devotee, but he is looking for other pure devotees so he can talk about devotional service with them and hear from them. So we should take inspiration in that way. We can see in our own life by getting association of Srila Prabhupada or some of his followers, by getting association of Srila Prabhupada through these books or any means, like maybe somewhere someone met the devotees chanting the Hare Krishna mantra, Harinam, or someone got like a prasadam and they got attracted to prasadam. So this like there are different, it's called udipana, something that can increase your attraction. So there are these different things that are available, and we also have this opportunity getting it from Srila Prabhupada. We have this opportunity to give it to others also. When we do that, that's also another way one can really increase one's attraction to this practice of bhakti and get deeper realizations. Because in one sense, why does Vidura, he has to discuss all these things? He is already a pure devotee. Why does he have to do this? Or for that matter, like why does Krishna, he has to speak this knowledge to Arjuna, who is another pure devotee, or Uddhava, who is another pure devotee? It's all for the benefit of educating others. Is Krishna is showing his compassion to all the living entities by revealing this knowledge in different ways. And the concept of Chaitya Guru, it's such a beautiful concept. So in the 10th chapter in the Gita, it's mentioned that someone may not be even so intelligent to find a devotee, take his association, but the Lord within the heart, he destroys this ignorance and he reveals this understanding to that person. So I remember there is this one verse, I believe it's in first canto or maybe in third canto somewhere. In the purport it's mentioned that because a pure devotee desires so strongly, so the super soul in the heart, he inspires these conditioned living beings to look for, to meet this person and receive this message of devotion service. So we are trying to share this with others. But at the same time, we should understand how Srila Prabhupada mentioned this word about cooperation of the Lord in the heart. So the devotees, they can understand this cooperation because they are seeing it in their practice. We see, like, we try share Krishna consciousness with others in so many ways, but then there are some people, they are not at all interested. And then there are some people, they become so attracted by seeing the devotees, by receiving Krishna consciousness in whatever ways. And then there are some, they may appreciate, but they don't want to take it. They are like, oh, this is good, I'm happy you are doing this, but this is not for me. So there are people like that also. But we can see the people who are receiving it, how are they receiving it? If we are a little bit more conscious, we can see the cooperation of the Lord. Those people, they are being inspired by the Lord within the heart to receive it. That's how they are receiving it. It's not by like what I say or what I do. It's not that. It's actually, because if it is that, why are the other people not taking it? So we should understand this. I understood this point by hearing one of the classes, and I guess it was either Dhira-lalita Prabhu or Vijay Prabhu. They were giving a Sankirtan class, and they mentioned this point, that the Paramatma in the heart is making this person favorable to receiving this book that you are trying to give it to them. But then he didn't stop there. He went one way further. He said, like, if you want to do more, and what you can do is, what he does, I think it was Dhira-lalita Prabhu, he said, he even prays to the Paramatma in the heart of the other person, please, if I've done anything good so far in devotional service, give this person all the credit and let him receive this knowledge. So I thought that was so beautiful, because actually after hearing that, I started practicing it. I could see difference. I could totally see the difference. Another time, it was in Australia, Vijay Prabhu, he was giving a class to us, just the brahmacharis. It was during the marathon, and he spoke on this one verse from the Bhagavad Gita, Upadrashtanu Mantacha. So he was talking about this point that Krishna is overseeing everything. He knows everything. But he is also guiding the devotees. He is also guiding the non-devotees. Those who want to forget him, he is helping them forget him. But those who want to remember him, he is helping them remember him. So it's on us. Do we want to remember him, or do we want to forget him? That's the real question to ask ourselves. And when we can answer that question, then we can receive what we want. But unless we are in this confusion, it's not going to happen. So what will happen in that state is the illusory energy will bewilder us more and more, and we would never get to that clarity. So the point is that this Chaitya Guru is always there for us. I would share this one pastime that I remembered. Is we can see this example of the author of Chaitanya Charitamrita, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. He is at such an advanced age. I believe it's mentioned he was 80 years or older than that. And at that age, he was instructed to write Chaitanya Charitamrita. And he's saying, I'm so old and sick, and how am I going to write such a great work? But we should consider the point, how did he even start it? We can remember he was in a dream. Lord Nityananda appeared to him, and he personally instructed him that, hey, Krishna Das, you should go to Vrindavan, and that's where you will achieve all the good fortune. All your dreams and desires will be fulfilled over there. That's the place where you should go. And that's what he did. He followed that instruction, and then we see we have this great work, Chaitanya Charitamrita. So, why did Lord Nityananda instruct him? If we actually consider the whole scene, there was it his brother who was kind of offensive, but he wasn't instructed by Lord Nityananda in that way. But Krishnadas Kaviraj, because of his devotion, he was instructed in this way. So that's the point of devotion. One has to have this love, this devotion for the Lord, and then, just like Vidura is saying, being pleased, the Lord will reveal himself. The Lord will reveal this wisdom of bhakti, the loving devotion service. We want, all of us we want, even the conditioned souls who don't have any idea of bhakti, they also want it, but they are bewildered. They don't know this is what they desire. So not knowing their real desire, they are desiring everything else. And they are getting frustrated again and again and again and again. And they are being fooled in taking birth in conditioned life again and again. I think there is one verse in the 16th chapter of the Gita where it says, like repeatedly they are being fooled by the illusory energy. I don't know if some of you had experience being cheated or fooled. I had. I know it's like very frustrating. Like you feel like, what? Like how did this even happen? So one can imagine something like that happening again and again and again and again and again, like, and still we don't get it. It's like so amazing. So the illusory energy is very powerful. We cannot figure it out on our own. We do need help of this Chaitya Guru and also our spiritual masters who are representing this Chaitya Guru. When we take that help, then we can get out of this cycle of being fooled again and again and again and again and unlimitedly. So to get out of this cycle, the only way is this. Just one more thing before I end here. So in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, one who can think of him, who can do this service, then even if they have some lack, he makes up for it. This is a beautiful verse in the 9th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, text 22. Ananyas chintayanto mam ye jana priyupasate tesham nitya bhyuktanam yogakshema vahamyaham. Well, what's the requirement? One has to be nitya bhyuktanam. One has to be engaged constantly. It cannot be like, one day I will do devotion service, another day I will do this, another day I will do that. It doesn't work like that. One has to be constantly engaged. So this is one point we can take from this, is that when we have to make an attempt to be engaged constantly. At this stage we may not be able to do that, but we can make a start. We can start somewhere and then gradually build up to this point. And when we build up to this point, then we will see, even before that, there will be so many realizations. And just by getting that realization, we develop this inspiration to increase our service, to develop some affection, some love for the Lord, because we do want to love, and when we don't get reciprocation, then we get frustrated. But no one can reciprocate better than the Supreme Lord, better than Krishna, because another name of him is Suratanath. He's the best of the lovers. So if we want to express love and we want to receive love, that's where we want to repose it, because then it'll be completely reciprocated, not just in the way we expect, even beyond our imagination, beyond what we can expect to receive. Krishna, he can give so much. He owns everything. We can see Srila Prabhupada himself. He came with just like few dollars, but when he was getting all these amazing followers, and he could understand that. He was always saying this, that you are being sent by my spiritual master to assist me in this service. And he would even express his gratitude to all his students, all his followers. So we can see this is how the pure devotees think. Well, we can take inspiration from this. When we cultivate this kind of mood, then we will have these kind of experiences. But if we are not cultivating that kind of devotional attitude, we may be doing so much, but we would not be able to open up these channels to receive these realizations. So this is what I take from this verse. But I'm sure like devotees here, they have much more deeper realizations. It's already time, but I don't know if someone has some burning realization they want to share. Otherwise we can end here. Okay. Granth Raj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.